Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to how has Westernization affected to Hinduism. Perhaps how has Westernization affected Hinduism? You don't need a two there. But anyways, I saw this, I was like, pretty interesting. And my initial thought was, well, I think, now I could be wrong with this, but I like to believe that you can interpret things in certain ways. Obviously, you should reach the truth. And how you interpret things, so long as it works for you, but you cannot say it's from the original text. You have to always caveat, kind of like how I do in this channel, this is how I understood it. And I always advise people to go to the original text or to the original video or whatever to watch it, to get there how it's presented. Obviously, I don't think I'll be able to learn Sanskrit. I am not much of a person who wants to learn different languages, although as much I wish I could, but there's just too much to do, not enough time. So I have to interpret it the best way I can from gurus, swamis, teachers, people who interpret and read these things. And if it makes sense to me, I'll use it to my best of my abilities to live my life. I'm not going to sit there and say, this is my teachings and this is how you should live your life. No. Let's say this is how I interpret it. This is how I live my life. If you choose to follow those, whatever I do to live my life, that's all on you. But you can, again, always go to original text. Always have you, I would say, get your own interpretation of it. But don't be afraid to listen to people. They might understand it a different way, maybe a little bit of a better way sometimes. But always, don't be afraid to listen, I guess. Anyways, I was gonna give this video a shot.
I was invited to go to talk to a Abrahamic tradition, and I was armed. I said, okay, when they throw one, if they're trying to attack me, I attack back. I'm very good because I know their tradition as well and their strength and their weakness. I can respond dramatically. So I was prepared to go, and then one person said, Mr. Lakhani, please don't go. I've been there before. These are like howling dogs. So however clever you may be, however rationally you present yourself, they will howl you down. They'll just shout at you, scream at you, vilify you, curse you, say rude words to you. They will not listen to you whatsoever. So my friend, if you're in this situation where you're dealing with people who are already so anti and are going to howl you down, pull you down, there's no way you can have a proper conversation with them. If that happens, walk away. That's my trick. Walk away. Why should you undignify yourself? Walk away. That's what I do sometimes.
Okay. What I want to say there is, this is the thing, this is the reason why I kind of did want to read the Bible and all that, so I can have an understanding of their religion. And obviously to reinforce my own beliefs. Because it's really funny though. I remember hearing, says, you want to turn a Christian into an atheist, have them read the Bible. But of course, that doesn't always work, and a lot of people will say that the old books is are stories, or those were the olden times, or those don't count, or something along those lines. Because I think there's like two versions, I believe, like an old version. The Old Testaments, I think that's what it is. It's like God is quite cruel in those testaments. And then there's the newer version, which I think a lot of people follow. And the interesting that I learned is that I think every year, I don't know if it's every year, but ever so often they change certain things from the Bible. But to keep it, I guess they have like a library of stuff that let's include this, and this, and publish that in the Bible or something like that. I'm not sure, fact check that for sure, but I've heard that. I mean, they take things out that's like, this is not a good thing to say now, let's remove that and add this one because this is a good thing to say. Next thing is to, if you're going to debate someone, obviously if the other person's screaming, yelling, and then doing whatever that's out of context or out of line, let me say it that way, where they're just talking, screaming over you, then if it's being viewed by the public hopefully will see that, they've lost. because they're not letting you talk. They're just screaming and yelling, not talking facts. But you have this extremist out there who will say, "Oh, him screaming means he wins." But generally speaking, if they put themselves in a bad light, they say that dude already lost. And even certain people who follow the same religion will probably say, he's not a real, he doesn't follow our religion. It's the same name, but that person clearly is not, that religion.
Now, but if you arm yourself correctly, I'm telling you truthfully, this thing that we vilify secular lobby can destroy Hinduism. In fact, it is not true. According to me, this was a necessary evolutionary transition required by modern India too. India had to come out of a rut. So this idea of being kind of overpowered by Western thinking, Western sciences, Western rational thinking, secularism, etc., we were hit by it. But I'm saying, look, as we are a sturdy, very solid enterprise, we can roll up our sleeves, and the challenges we face can be turned into opportunities. I'll give you an example. If I was just, kind of blessed to just speak Hindi or Sanskrit, etc., I'll be talking to perhaps a small number of people in India. As I've been now geared, given the tools of talking in rational terms, in scientific terms, using English, international language, the same thing that was trying to undermine me has now empowered me to take the deeper vision about our tradition to the greater world. See, challenges become opportunities. So if you think like that, and don't get worried about small group kind of trying to run you down. Just walk away, basically. There's no need. Suppose the dog is howling at me. I don't howl back. I just walk away. So if they're howling at you, just walk away and carry on. But the thing is, you will find the right audience. But the thing is, look, our tradition is so mature, so magnanimous. Even the challenges that come from science, we have the best response. I'm not exaggerating. In fact, the way science will come out of its cul-de-sac in quantum and consciousness is through our tradition. I'm waiting to rub it in. So they are stuck, and we have the answer. So we are not frightened by science. In fact, we say science will take you forward. Now you are stuck, aren't you? We'll take you forward. That's the confidence I have about our tradition. So don't lose heart. You have something very powerful in your inheritance. You just have not explored it properly, understood it properly. You see it and see how empowered it makes you. I enjoy all this taking in challenges from the Christian theological colleges, and I go and whack it in, and I enjoy when I smile. Yoo-hoo. At one stage, I tell you, they say, Mr. Lakhani, you like Christ. But then Christ said, you have to join him, otherwise, to be Christian, otherwise you're going to hell. This is terrible. I said, my friend, this is the language. I said, it appears that the love and understanding of Christ is better on this side of the platform than on that side of the platform. Look, that's me telling the Christian theologians. And they were godsmacked. They were right in the face. Because they could see that I have the real love and understanding, the depth of Christ's teaching. And they just go to the paper saying, yes, written in St. John's Gospels. They're stuck with that. I'm not. So I can think deeper and see a deeper vision about what Christ is about. This ability to kind of respond in a robust manner is something that we should develop, and it will come naturally. Once you start to look, I had gone through the process. Initially, I was also taken back, and slowly the confidence started to develop, and I can take anybody on happily. And I'm looking to take on people like Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris in days to come.
Well, not exactly the answer I thought he would be replying to. So it looks like it's more along the line, how has, I guess if he were to ever get into debate in terms of, I wouldn't say Abrahamic religion, but Western religion. Because I think Abrahamic religion also includes Islam, but he didn't say anything about that. He talks about Christianity more in particular, so Western religion. How has Western religion affected Hinduism? Well, it's, as far as the answer is concerned, nothing. I mean, I don't know how it is going over in India in terms of Hinduism and how perhaps Christianity is doing over there. But I will say, obviously there are certain aspects of Hinduism in the United States. They're probably bastardized, but they're trying, give them a little bit of a props for that. But God, I just think of all the people who's doing yoga stretches, and I think they're doing it to relax, which I guess it's kind of part of it. Obviously, you want to relax the body and relax the mind, so it's not rampaging everywhere. But I think that's what they think of it as. So it's like partially there. Take it a little bit further, and they can perhaps get there. But I mean, they kind of got it, but I think it's just they think of it as like relaxing. I just can't help but laugh at that. Like they yoga, it's been like I don't know, commercialized, I suppose, to meaning stretching and relaxing, which somewhat true, I think. It's supposed to relax. If you become enlightened, you're gonna be relaxed. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you run like for a long time, you'll get tired, but generally speaking, you won't be stressed out. So, anyways, how has Westernization affected Hinduism? I don't think he really answered the question. He talks again, like I said, mostly about Christianity, debating Christianity, and how science is leading the way in some sense, but how Hinduism has the answer to a lot of what science has has a question on. And again, science is very young, so obviously and it's a very stringent fact checking kind of. It's also limited to the technology that it has and the money and the people wanting to discover certain discover certain things. So it's very young. It'll probably discover every single materialistic thing in this universe, more than likely. Given enough time, it will. And but that's the materialistic things. It can, I guess, make people happy by chemicals, by forced chemicals. It reminds me of a game called something like the happy less no the happy few or something like that, where they're all wearing a mask with a smiley face because they have to take this drug to keep them happy all the time, and that's what science is probably going to do. They already have antidepressant pills because scientists will. I don't know if they'll ever cure, or not cure, but solve mental health issues. It might, but I don't know. It's definitely nowhere near close at the moment. It's going to solve it through brute force. I think that's what science will do. Like mental health issues, meaning that they'll use chemicals to block, receptors so that you don't feel a certain way or think a certain way. But it's all you have to keep taking that pill to stop that. Whereas I do believe, in terms of Eastern philosophy, Hinduism is obviously a much better way to solve a lot of mental health issues. I don't know if it can solve all of it, but it can solve a hell of a lot of it. It can help a hell of a lot of it, and it definitely helped me for sure. Again, going back to my college days and Buddhism, about everything is suffering, and give it 110%, but don't expect anything from the results. Just those two things changed my life alone. Anyways, that's my reaction to how has Westernization affected Hinduism. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.